The year is 33 AD. The world is a vastly different place, yet the human experience remains strikingly familiar. In the heart of the ancient world, a city stands as a beacon of culture, conflict, and faith. The place Jerusalem, a city simmering with religious and political tension. It is a melting pot of ideas, beliefs, and power struggles. The air is thick with anticipation, as if the very stones of the city walls are holding their breath. A lone figure hangs upon a crude wooden cross silhouetted against the harsh glare of the afternoon sun. The scene is stark, almost surreal, as the sun begins its descent, casting long shadows that stretch across the land. This is Jesus of Nazareth, condemned to death by crucifixion, a punishment as agonizing as it was commonplace in the Roman world. His crime? Sedition. To the Romans he was a threat, a symbol of rebellion against their iron-fisted rule. His fate? To die a slow, excruciating death, his final hours a spectacle of suffering meant to deter any who dared challenge the might of Rome. The crowd gathers, some in sorrow, others in morbid curiosity, all witnessing the brutal reality of Roman justice. But beyond the political motivations and religious pronouncements lies a story etched in human flesh and bone, a story of physiology and pain, of resilience and mortality. Each wound, each gasp for breath, tells a tale of the human body's struggle against unimaginable torment. This is the story of crucifixion, as understood through the lens of science. Modern medical analysis provides a window into the physical and physiological impacts of this ancient form of execution. It reveals the intricate details of how the body responds to such extreme conditions. It is a story that takes us into the darkest recesses of human cruelty, but also forces us to confront the extraordinary capabilities of the human body, even in its final moments of life. The resilience displayed in the face of such suffering is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. It is a story that has resonated through millennia, its echoes still felt in art, religion, and the deepest recesses of the human psyche. The crucifixion of Jesus has become a symbol, a powerful narrative that transcends time and culture, influencing countless aspects of human history and thought. From the earliest artistic depictions to modern interpretations, the image of Jesus on the cross has been a source of inspiration, reflection, and controversy. It has been painted, sculpted, and dramatized, each rendition adding layers of meaning and emotion to the original event. Theological discussions have delved into the significance of the crucifixion, exploring its implications for faith and salvation. Scholars debate the historical accuracy of the accounts, while religious leaders reflect on its spiritual meaning, seeking to understand the profound impact of this event on their beliefs. In modern-day Jerusalem, the echoes of the past are ever present. Pilgrims visit the sites associated with the crucifixion, seeking a connection to the sacred history that unfolded here. Contemporary reflections on the crucifixion continue to shape our understanding of sacrifice, redemption, and the human condition. The story of the crucifixion has transcended cultural boundaries, resonating with people from diverse backgrounds. Its global impact is a testament to its universal themes of suffering, sacrifice, and hope. Cross-cultural interpretations of Jesus' death reveal the myriad ways in which this story has been understood and reimagined. Scientific advancements have allowed us to gain deeper insights into ancient practices, including crucifixion. Modern technology enables us to analyze historical events with unprecedented precision, leading to interdisciplinary studies that bridge the gap between history, medicine, and theology. As we reflect on the enduring legacy of the crucifixion, we recognize its role in shaping human history. The story of Jesus on the cross continues to inspire, challenge, and provoke thought. The future of crucifixion studies promises to uncover even more about this pivotal moment in history, deepening our understanding of its significance. As the sun sets over Jerusalem, the silhouette of the cross fades into the night, leaving us with a sense of solemnity and reflection. The story of the crucifixion is not just a historical event, it is a profound narrative that continues to resonate, inviting us to explore the depths of human experience and the enduring power of faith. Crucifixion, a punishment designed to inflict maximum pain and humiliation, was a grim hallmark of the Roman Empire. This method of execution was not just about ending a life, it was about sending a powerful message. The Romans were masters of psychological warfare, and crucifixion was one of their most effective tools. It was a method that combined physical torment with public shaming, ensuring that the condemned suffered in every conceivable way. It was a public spectacle, a stark warning to anyone who dared to defy Roman law. The sight of a crucifixion was meant to instill fear and obedience among the populace. Crowds would gather to witness the gruesome event, their reactions ranging from morbid curiosity to outright horror. The public nature of the execution served to amplify its impact, making it clear that the power of Rome was absolute and unyielding. The process itself was brutally simple, yet agonizingly effective. The tools of crucifixion were basic: nails, a wooden cross, and ropes, but their application was anything but. Each step of the process was designed to maximize suffering. The condemned would be forced to carry the heavy crossbeam to the execution site, a journey that was often accompanied by beatings and jeers from the crowd. The condemned, often stripped naked and publicly mocked, would be nailed or bound to a wooden cross, left to hang until they succumbed to exhaustion, exposure, or a combination of factors. The stripping of the condemned was a deliberate act of humiliation, reducing them to a state of utter vulnerability. The nailing or binding to the cross was done with precision, ensuring that the maximum amount of pain was inflicted with each movement. Death, when it came, was slow and agonizing, often taking several days. The crucified would hang in excruciating pain, their bodies racked with spasms as they struggled to breathe. The position of the body on the cross made it difficult to inhale, leading to a slow suffocation. The agony was prolonged, with the condemned often slipping in and out of consciousness as the hours turned into days. The Romans, masters of engineering and brutality, had perfected crucifixion into a science of suffering. They understood the human body and its limits, and they used this knowledge to inflict the maximum amount of pain. The design of the cross, the positioning of the nails, and the method of suspension were all carefully calculated to prolong the suffering of the condemned. The very design of the cross, the positioning of the body, the piercing of flesh and bone, all meticulously calculated to maximize pain and prolong the process of dying. The nails were driven through the wrists and feet, areas rich in nerves, causing intense pain with every movement. The weight of the body pulling down on the outstretched arms would cause dislocations and muscle cramps, adding to the torment. The Romans had turned crucifixion into an art form of suffering, a grim testament to their power and ruthlessness. Central to the agony of crucifixion was the act of nailing. This brutal method of execution was designed to maximize suffering and prolong death, making it one of the most excruciating forms of capital punishment in history. Contrary to popular depictions, the nails were not driven through the palms, which would likely tear under the weight of the body. Many artistic representations and even some historical accounts have shown nails piercing the palms, but this would not have provided the necessary support to hold a person aloft. Instead, they were hammered through the wrists, between the bones of the forearm, a location offering more structural support. This placement ensured that the nails would not rip through the flesh, as the bones of the wrist could bear the weight of the body. The median nerve which runs through the wrist would be crushed, causing intense radiating pain up the arms. The feet too were nailed, often one on top of the other, through the tarsals, the bones that form the arch of the foot. This method not only secured the victim to the cross but also added to the torment. The positioning of the feet would force the victim to push up on the nails to breathe, causing excruciating pain with every movement. This immobilized the victim, preventing any chance of escape while intensifying the pain. The inability to move meant that the victim's body weight would pull down on the nailed wrists, causing dislocations and further agony. The feet, nailed in place, would bear the brunt of the body's weight whenever the victim tried to lift themselves to breathe. Imagine the searing pain as the iron nails, cold and unforgiving, pierced through skin, muscle, and bone. The initial shock of the nails being driven in would be just the beginning. As the hours passed, the pain would only grow worse, with the body succumbing to exhaustion, dehydration, and the relentless agony of the nails. The shock alone would have been immense, sending waves of agony through the victim's body. The combination of physical pain, psychological torment, and the slow, suffocating death would have made crucifixion a truly horrific experience. The victim's face, contorted in pain, would reflect the sheer brutality of this method of execution, a stark reminder of the suffering endured. As the victim hung on the cross, their body would begin a desperate struggle for survival. With each labored breath, the chest muscles, forced to work against gravity, would scream in protest. The strained position of the arms, stretched taut above the head, would cause excruciating muscle cramps. Blood loss, though not always the primary cause of death, would have been significant, further weakening the body. The pierced wrists and feet, along with any lacerations from the scourging, would ooze blood, attracting flies and adding to the torment. Dehydration would set in, amplifying the feelings of thirst and exhaustion. The body, starved of oxygen and fluids, would begin to shut down.